this is primarily Democrat. It's all really Democrat led. And we know that the Democrat Party is supported over 90% by Black Americans. And these areas that are being set ablaze, that are being destroyed, are urban areas. And so what's going to happen? So in a couple of months, when the flames have gone away, when there's nothing but cardboard and boarded up buildings left, taxes are going to increase, insurance rates are going to increase, property value is going to decrease, and then Black people sit around and blame this kind of stuff on racism. When you sat by and voted for a party that sat by and let your communities go up in flames, crime run amok.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just stupidity because it's been going on for generations.
Okay. No, I want you to, hello, Congresswoman Waters. I just came to use my congressional authority to check on David.
Ma'am, our lobby is securely now to all visitors.
Excuse me, I need to get in.
Contact our public affairs office.
I need to get in.
What are you hoping to do, Congresswoman?
I just want to see David Werta. Right.
Would a congressperson normally be able to enter the...
Normally, yes.
What is happening here?
Well, there were some of the authorities, I don't know who they were, and I'm trying to get in to see David Werta, who they have arrested. He is the head of SEIU local union here. I don't know why he was targeted. I don't know what they're doing with him. I don't know whether they're going to deport him. I want to report back to my caucus about what's happening, but they have...
I wish they had slammed her hand in the door. She got exactly what she deserved. Michelle, what do you think about that exchange?
She's so old. I just need her to sit down. I just need her to take many seats down because she's just a race baiter. She's a pusher. She's been a hustler for years, for generations. She's just outrageous. And she does this for show. She doesn't care about that person. I'm sure an aide told her who was there and told her, oh, this person runs a local union. She does not care. This is for show to keep her relevant. And her opinions to me are irrelevant. She is irrelevant. This game they're playing is sick because it hurts real people. And I want everybody to pay attention to who's in the crowd. KJ, even Gimpy, we're talking about these inner cities. These are majority white liberals that are in the riots. These people in the riots are not the people that live in those communities, which we've already identified as a majority minority. So let's call it what it is. But, the media is real sneaky at zooming in or zooming back on these clips that they want. This whole Maxine, come on. This is just as bad as our Maryland representatives going to South America and pulling a stunt. She does not get authority to just walk in any building that she wants to. So let's be perfectly clear. They usually say, hey, we're coming. We're going to meet with somebody. And they have all of their aides set it up. So this is not something that's a usual occurrence.
Yeah, Gimpy. So if what happens tonight, somebody gets seriously injured. If these protesters continue on their looting, their rioting, and they get violent, you heard President Trump at the top of the hour. He said, if they spit, we're going to hit, meaning the police officers are going to hit. If something happens where a civilian is severely injured, maybe fatally, what happens then?
Well, we already had severe injury, right? The one dude got run over by the car when he jumped in front of the ice yesterday, or was it Friday? I forget which day it was that he jumped, right? And he jumped in front of it and he got run over. But it depends. Like, I agree. Like, that's a really sticky situation that could possibly happen. If you have an event where it's like they're trying to block, like that second video where they're blocking ICE from taking guys out in cars or whatever, and someone gets hurt that way, yeah, that would be really bad. But if they're like burning and whatever, half the country will cheer that person got hurt on automatic. Like if they're one of the protesting rioters or whatever. So I think our country stands at an interesting impasse. What happens next is anybody's best guess. I'm afraid to take a swing at it, but you have half this country that is happy to see what's going on in LA, and the other half is also happy, to be fair. They're just both happy for different reasons. No one's unhappy that this is happening. I'm sorry. And anybody who tells you that they aren't, they're lying, because they're either pro or against illegal immigrant. Everybody has a position on this, and this is it playing out in real time in the streets in America. So everybody's happy about it one way or the other. Just depends on what side of the line you fall to.
We just got just breaking news. CNN just reported or declares finally that these riots have taken a turn. We have the clip here. Gimpy, are you able to play that clip?
Do you have it?
Let me see here.
Did you put it in the back? Is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'll get
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Take your time. Yeah. So now it must be really bad. It must be really bad for them to actually declare the riots have taken a turn. So apparently in this clip, a local law enforcement source has told the outlet the LA is in for a rough night tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is.
There we go.
CNN's Kyung Law, who has been standing by all day. Kyung, a lot has happened since we've been talking to you. Where are you now? What is the status where you are?
Well, there are multiple protests now, or at least we should call them incursions between the people who've been demonstrating here, people who've joined in, and law enforcement. We are near where all of this began. And what you're seeing here is a line of a mix of, though predominantly federal agents, Department of Homeland Security, Customs and Border Patrol, as well as the National Guard that brought out some of these protesters. But you can see they've created quite some space between them and then these protesters. That violence that you were referring to, Jess, you can see that there's a car burning in the background. And while they've made a semicircle here on the street, you can see that the Waymo over there has been vandalized. And we understand that some cars over there may also be Waymos that have been set on fire. So this is a part of the night that law enforcement really worries about, because when I look at some of these protesters, they are not resembling the people who were here when all of this began earlier this morning in Los Angeles.
Woman, you know they are not.
Crowd is different. And so now you have a problem for law enforcement trying to contain these people, whoever they may be, some of them who may have some legitimate concerns, but then also other people who are mixed in. So that is where we are in the evening right now. But again, we are very close to where this all began. And these federal agents now are just standing here with some space between them and these protesters.
And again, thank you, Kyung. We're looking live at some of these Waymos that are on fire at the moment. And as Kyung noted, this has taken a turn since she's been out there over the last several hours. She saw a different type of protester that was there in a more peaceful way. A lot of people. Things have turned far more destructive and violent. I do want to bring in CNN Chief Law Enforcement and Intelligence Analyst John Miller, who joins us now. And John, we were talking about this a little earlier during our broadcast, which is kind of when you start mixing groups, that there are people who are true peaceful protesters who believe in a cause, who are doing this the right way.
So
and then sometimes there are others that just take the moment and use it to inject destruction and chaos.
That intersection, like literally.
Well, and you're seeing some of that here. You have purely protesters for immigrant rights, for migrant rights, protesting against the government action. You have some Palestinian protesters who have been part of a protest movement who are also protesting against the government, who have joined in. And then in the background, you have some experienced anarchist groups that are very adept at protesting, but also adept at moving within the crowd and then breaking away to do things in terms of property damage and other things that are more provocative than many of the protesters who showed up might have been intending on. And it's exactly as you described. It's a mix.
and then they just said breaking just now, about 3 minutes. U.S. Marines now on standby amid LA riots, per NBC News. But you hear these lying, filthy mouth reporters. This has been going on for 3 days now.
Yep.
They've been burning cars. They've been looting. They've been rioting. And now all of a sudden they're saying, oh, this is taking a turn.
Yeah, but you know what they're leaving out, right? Like a
What?
large percentage of the crowd is illegals.
Yeah.
It's people who are protesting because they're actually illegal. Like it's in a section of LA that is predominantly Hispanic illegal.
Yeah.
Like this is where this all started, is where they had ICE raids, and this all started from ICE raids, and it's just rolled into this. And now you have all over X and Antifa-X posting up that it's going out there to start shit all over tonight.
Wow. And let's talk about, because and not only are they lying about how violent this has been, these reporters, this legacy media, but they're lying about the cause of this, because we know that Obama was the deporter in chief. He deported more illegals than Trump. According to the DHS data, Obama deported over 3 million illegal immigrants during his presidency. In just his first term, he deported 1.5 million, surpassing Trump's numbers from 2017 to 2020. Yet there were no violent protests, no riots, and no National Guard deployments. So why were they doing it under President Trump, but they didn't do it when Obama did it, and he did it much more?
Well, it's a lot easier to push a racist agenda, like, to divide by calling it racist if it's Trump versus Obama. And Obama was the Democrat president. So you're going to stay away from what the Democrat president is doing because he's staying in power. They needed that to happen. And the reality is the large majority of us support illegal immigrants going back to their native countries. We support deportation. So that's one of those, 90-10 or 80-20 issues. But this is easy to make Trump look like this great big bad guy who's really just doing the right thing for American citizens. And you're right, this is a big group or a large population of non-citizens. So